What if I told you that the money you've been paying into Social Security your entire working life is running out? Right now, behind closed doors, government officials already know the numbers, and those numbers are terrifying. Millions of Americans are about to lose the one financial safety net they were promised, and the worst part, it was preventable. Stay right here because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what's happening, who's responsible, and most importantly, what you need to do before it's too late. Welcome back to Rula by Seniors, the channel where we break down the real financial threats that seniors and everyday Americans are facing, and we do it without the political spin. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications because the information we share on this channel could literally protect your retirement. I'm glad you're here today because what we're covering is something every single American over the age of 40 needs to understand right now. Let's start with the basics. Social Security has been the backbone of retirement in America since 1935. For nearly 90 years, American workers have paid into this system with the understanding that when they retire, when they become disabled, or when they pass away, their families would receive financial support. It was a promise made by the government, a contract between the people and their leaders. But here's the problem. That contract is cracking. According to the Social Security Administration's own trustees report, the Social Security Trust Fund is projected to be depleted by 2033. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's not a political talking point. That is an official government projection. And when that fund runs dry, beneficiaries could face an automatic cut of up to 23% in their monthly payments. Just like that. Gone. And nobody in Washington is doing anything serious about it. Now you might be asking yourself, how did we get here? The answer is actually several decades in the making. First, we have the baby boomer retirement wave. 73 million baby boomers are retiring, and as they exit the workforce, there are simply not enough younger workers paying into the system to replace them. When Social Security was created, there were roughly 42 workers supporting each retiree. Today, that number has dropped to fewer than 3 workers per retiree. Do the math. That is not a sustainable model. Second, life expectancy has increased dramatically. People are living longer, which means they're collecting benefits for more years than the system was ever designed to support. This is not a bad thing on its own, but it creates enormous financial pressure on a system that wasn't built for this reality. Third, and this is where it gets political, Congress has repeatedly borrowed from Social Security funds and refused to enact meaningful reforms. For years, politicians have kicked this problem down the road because fixing it requires hard choices. Raising taxes, adjusting benefit formulas, or changing the retirement age. None of those are popular moves, so instead of acting, they've allowed the problem to grow. And now we're running out of road. The current administration, like many before it, has offered no serious legislative solution. In fact, recent budget proposals have actually threatened to reduce oversight and administrative staffing at the Social Security Administration, the very agency responsible for processing your claims and cutting your checks. Less staffing means longer delays, more errors, and worse service for the Americans who depend on it most. Here's something that doesn't get talked about enough. The Social Security Administration has already been experiencing significant backlogs. Millions of Americans waiting months, sometimes over a year, just to have their disability claims processed. People who cannot work, who are sick, who have paid into the system their whole lives, waiting in bureaucratic limbo while the government figures out its budget games. And let's talk about the political theater around this issue. Every election cycle, candidates stand up and say, Social Security is untouchable. They make promises. But behind the scenes, the structural problems remain completely unaddressed. There is no bipartisan deal. There is no long-term fix. There is just delay after delay while the clock runs down. What does this mean for you? If you are currently receiving Social Security, a potential 23% cut would be catastrophic. Imagine losing nearly a quarter of your monthly income overnight. For someone receiving $1,800 per month, that's $414 gone. Just like that. For many seniors, that is the difference between keeping the lights on and choosing between medication and food. If you are approaching retirement, say within the next 10 to 15 years, this directly affects your planning. The age at which you claim benefits, the amount you expect to receive, all of that is now uncertain in ways it has never been before. Financial planners across the country are now advising their clients not to rely on Social Security as a primary income source. That would have been unthinkable 20 years ago. And if you are younger, in your 30s or 40s, you need to understand that the system you have been paying into may not look anything like it does today when it's your turn to collect. Your generation is being asked to fund a system that may not be there for you in the same way it was there for your parents. So what can actually be done? There are real solutions on the table that economists and policy experts have proposed for years. Lifting the payroll tax cap is one of them. Right now, Social Security taxes only apply to the first $168,600 of income. Every dollar earned above that is completely exempt from Social Security taxes. That means wealthy Americans stop contributing to the system at a certain point, while everyone else pays throughout the year. Simply removing that cap could dramatically extend the life of the fund. Another option involves gradually adjusting the full retirement age. People are living longer and working longer, and many economists argue that a modest increase in the retirement age, phased in over many years, is a reasonable adjustment. There are also proposals to adjust the cost of living formula used to calculate benefit increases, making it slightly more conservative. None of these solutions are painless, but all of them are far less painful than a sudden 23% cut across the board. The real question is whether Washington has the political will to act, and so far the answer has been a resounding no. Here is what you need to do right now. First, go to the Social Security Administration website and create a My Social Security account if you don't already have one. Review your projected benefits, your earnings history, and your eligibility. Know exactly where you stand. Second, speak with a financial advisor who specializes in retirement planning. Do not rely on Social Security as your only income stream. If you have any ability to increase your savings, now is the time. Third, stay informed. Follow channels like this one that give you straight facts without the political noise. The more you know, the better you can prepare. And fourth, contact your representatives. Call their offices. Write emails. Let them know that Social Security is not a political bargaining chip. It is a promise that must be kept. Look, the bottom line is this. Social Security is not in immediate collapse, but it is in serious danger. And the window to fix it is closing faster than most people realize. The government has known about this problem for decades and has chosen politics over people. Over your parents, over you, over your children. At Rula by Seniors, we believe that you deserve the truth. Not the version that makes politicians look good. Not the version designed to keep you scared and clicking. The truth. The real numbers, the real stakes, and the real steps you can take to protect yourself and your family. If this video opened your eyes or gave you something to think about, please do 3 things right now. Give this video a thumbs up so we can reach more people who need this information. Share it with someone you know who is close to retirement or who depends on Social Security. And subscribe to Rula by Seniors so you never miss a video like this one, because the people in power are counting on you not paying attention. Let's prove them wrong. We'll see you in the next one.